Hello, and welcome to your orientation for our self-paced course. Today, we'll be going over some key information to help better prepare you for the program. We will touch on resources that are available to you, how to best use them, course requirements, and expectations. There are a variety of resources available at our self-paced program. All resources can be found in your dedicated Slack channel Self-Paced Flex. For any content-related questions or help with the material, you will use your instructor. The instructor is available Monday through Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time, and on the weekends, Saturday 9 to 5 p.m. Central Time and 12 to 8 p.m. Central Time on Sundays. You may schedule a one-on-one Zoom session with them or simply Slack them a question. Please note that if you send a question on Slack, the response may not be immediate as the instructor may be working with another student. Outside of content, the course itself can feel overwhelming or stressful at times. You may also have an issue with Kajabi, Google Classroom, or with your allotted time for the course. For any of these general program issues, you'll want to schedule time with your student relations manager. Their hours of availability and calendars can be found in the Self-Paced Flex channel. As a gentle reminder, student relations managers are not coders, nor can they assist with the content related questions. In addition to these course resources, we have additional course offerings for students. We have group Code Wars sessions to help with students and their Code Wars requirement. There are Algo nights every Thursday at 4 p.m. For these, you will be put into teams to race to the finish to solve an algorithm challenge. There are prizes awarded to the team that finishes first. All students attending Coding Temple are welcome to these two events. It's a great opportunity to mingle and network too. Lastly, your instructor will be hosting a whiteboard session for self-paced students only. Those dates and times will be announced in your Self-Paced Flex channel and when they are being held. At Coding Temple, we pride ourselves on the support we have available for our students. It's important to us that students are able to get the help they need to be successful in the program. With that being said, you are here to learn how to think and operate like a developer and be able to do so on your own when you complete the program. When scheduling time with your instructor, we find these guidelines to be extremely helpful in being successful in the program. It also helps with making sure that everyone gets a chance to get the help that they need. Firstly, come with specific questions. Instructors are not there to review the entire lesson plan. There is a reason why we call this course self-paced. You have to do a lot of the work on your own, but that is what your recordings are for. You're able to pause, rewind, fast forward at your own pace. This will be your biggest help in the course. So use that first. And if you still have questions, that is when you'll want to reach out. We don't allow students to double book appointments in one day. If you double book a second appointment, the second appointment will be canceled. We ask students keep one-on-one sessions at a max of 3 a week and only one on the weekend. This is where we want students to not become reliant on instructors for help for everything in order to better prepare you for the program when you're on your own. Finally, you have other resources. Sometimes the instructors won't be available when you have a question. We encourage our students to use their Slack channel to work with their fellow students. We often have students partner up or work in groups to help each other understand the material better. You also have Google. Google is a necessary tool for all developers when using it in the correct way. All developers use it to refresh themselves on concepts as well as helping with debugging or getting started with code. However, we ask that whatever you Google is that you do not just copy and paste. You must understand the code and what you're doing. Google must be used as a helpful tool, not as a way for you to get your answers. You have three main course requirements that you need to complete with your allotted time in order to be considered a graduate and have access to the career support. The first is coursework. All homework and projects must be completed to a standard in which we feel that you grasp the content. Code Wars. Code Wars is the website where you will have some independent algorithm practices. You are required to accumulate 400 honor points on Code Wars by the end of your cohort. Those were the Code Wars sessions that I was mentioning before would be very helpful in order for you to complete this requirement. Lastly, a final project. At the end of your cohort, you will be required to give a 5 to 10 minute presentation to your program instructor. Those instructions for the project are found in your Google Classroom when ready. Lastly, I like to talk about the reality versus the idea. Everyone will come into this class with an idea of how the program will be and how they feel. I like to lay out the reality to make sure you come in with a realistic mindset. This is not a college or classroom setting. Yes, we are an educational program, but this is not your traditional academia setting. We do not provide A, B, C, D grades, nor do we fail our students. We are here to figure out a plan to make you successful. We have expectations and course requirements, but how you achieve them is up to you. Lean into your cohort community. At Coding Temple, we like to think that we have some of the strongest communities a program can offer. Your self-paced flex channel is filled with other individuals in the program who will be your support system throughout the course. Because who better understands the process than the other individuals who are going through it? Having that ongoing support throughout the program with people who are facing similar challenges is incredibly helpful. Whether it's getting feedback or assistance on homework or projects or just holding each other accountable for the work that needs to get done, your community will always be there for you. Do something instead of nothing. It's easy to get overwhelmed in your first few weeks. This is brand new material for most of you, and it is a lot. We encourage our students to follow along and give themselves the time to figure out how to best grasp the material. Start with what you know when working on assignments, and if you get stuck, ask for help. Doing anything is always better than nothing in our book. Everyone's experience is different. Don't fret if you struggle in the beginning. It's not an indication of your future with coding. Everyone joins for with a different experience and for different reasons. Your learning styles, natural ability may vary from someone else. This does not mean that you won't be successful. It just may take some time for the content to click. This is completely normal. You won't be an expert. This program is a lot of information packed into a short amount of time. The goal is to expose you to different languages and prepare you for future in a career in this industry. This is step one into the industry for most of you. You will still have a lot to learn even after your job placement. Additionally, you aren't meant to memorize this material. It's not traditional academia, as we said, where you memorize and regurgitate. You will always be going back to reference a video or your notes throughout this cohort, even for your final project. It's very normal for this industry. You are here to think and operate like a developer. Lastly, you get what you put in. Treating learning programming language is like any other spoken or written language. You should be constantly practicing speaking, listening, and comprehending the language. This is not a fast track to the high paying job. You must immerse yourself in the program language. Simply reading a few articles and watching a few videos isn't going to work. You have to dedicate yourself to the coursework and the technologies to see success. If you do this, then you will have an incredible opportunity and resources at your fingertips. That concludes our orientation for the self-paced program. If you, again, need any questions or anything like that, please go ahead and contact admissions about anything for the program, anything general related questions, your student relations manager, and any content related to your instructor. We hope that you enjoy your time here at Coding Temple, and we wish you the best of luck.